at this point. But it isn't really, yeah, so this is what it looks like. The 26 recess cells. At this point, the visit on this is feeling about that, making violence, and also moving, I think I've been very difficult at this point. It is because of the traffic situation. Let me show you a bit of that. This is what it looks like at this point. It's actually very difficult.
So as you can see, that Maxwell is on the Liberation Road, where the protesters are currently heading for the Parliament House. And as you can see, traffic is very heavy. Now, I just got off the phone with someone who says that he had to turn because there's no way for you to get your destination in time. Heavy traffic as a result of the demonstration. As you can see on your screens now, the cars go way back, and so there's heavy traffic along the way where the demonstrators are working as a result of the activities of the demonstration, and that's why this traffic is in town now. Very heavy traffic there. The demonstrators are making their way to the Parliament House, where we understand they will be handing over their petition to the Speaker of Parliament. And so we are with them to bring you up to speed with what's happening. As you know, the focus of this demonstration is to drum home the fact that there are difficulties in the economy, and government has to ensure that it works to make sure that things are quite okay for the citizenry. What you're seeing on your screen now is the feed from Maxwell Agbagba on Zoom, and he is giving us from one angle. Manuel Kranting is also giving us a feed from another angle. We'll bring that to you shortly so you can understand where they are. This probably is the beginning of the demonstrator. So if you're taking from beginning to the end, Maxwell is with the beginning, end of it, and Manuel Kranting is in the middle, heading to the end of the long way. I'm told this is on the Akwa J interchange, so that's where they are now. That's where you can see that long queue, the Akwa J interchange. That's where the protesters are now. We see them standing. There's a standstill. We'll get to the grounds to understand what's happening, whether someone is going to deliver a speech or the reason why the protesters are at a standstill. But mainly, the whole theme of this demonstration is to alert government to the suffering of the masses. As you can see in your footage, huge traffic in town as a result of this demonstration. This footage is coming to you from the Akwa J interchange, and we are with you, letting you feel exactly how this demonstration is panning out, bringing you minute by minute update. Now, what you see in your footage now is from Manuel Kranting's end of the demonstration. Kayayes carrying their pans on their head, people with ice chests, just to drum home the fact that, Mr. President, things are hard in this country and we need your help. One thing that I'm saying says, looks like fuel prices will break the 12. So that's one of the things that they are carrying there. Another placard says, you are a democratic tyrant. That's one of the placards there. Promised shack but delivered. These are part of the things, on the placards that they have there as part of the demonstration. They are talking about the Japan, talking about a lot of things, things that are not going well in this country, inflation and all of that. What you're seeing now is a footage from Zoom, from Maxwell Agbaba's end, about where the protesters are, letting you understand exactly where they are, what's happening. I can see a snail pace movement, like Manuel told us earlier. We understand they are heading towards the Parliament House. We see some people addressing the press there, but yes, we'll take you to the grounds where our people will be giving you up-to-speed briefs on what is happening. But what you see in your footage is the demonstrators walking at a snail pace towards the Parliament House, where we understand that the Speaker of Parliament will be receiving a petition from the leadership of Arise Ghana. We understand that they will be heading towards the Finance Ministry, and then from there they will be making their way to the Parliament House. A lot is happening, and we are there to serve as your eyes, so you can see everything in your offices, in your homes, wherever you are. And follow us on our social media pages, because this feed is live on all our social media pages that you can follow, even though you are not present on the grounds. But Joy News is making it possible for you to have to feel the presence of the demonstrators as they walk towards the ministries. We are told they are heading towards the Finance Ministry, and then from there they will be heading to the Parliament, where leadership of Rise Ghana will be delivering a petition. But Manuel Cranting is on the ground there. Maxwell Agbagba is also there, who are bringing us update on how this demonstration is panning out. Minute by minute update is what we are bringing to you from the grounds there. As you can see, they are walking gradually, making their way towards the ministries to make their case, and also from there head towards the Parliament House. This is Joy News, and this is our coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration, which is happening in Accra currently. The feed is from the Independence Avenue there. We'll be joining our colleagues on the ground, Manuel Cranting and Maxwell Agbagba, to give us up to speed on what's happening now. This, if you just joined us, this is the Arise Ghana demonstration, and this is Joy News, our coverage of that demonstration for you. Just gone by, Manuel Cranting has been speaking to some of the demonstrators who are giving their reasons for joining, and majority, I mean, the thing that runs through all the conversation is the hardships that people are going through now, the difficulty in it. I mean, some people even predicting that fuel will break the 12. That's on one of the placards that I just saw there. So gradually they are making their way to the ministries. They are targeting the Finance Ministry, we understand, and then from there they will be heading for Parliament, where a petition is expected to be delivered to the Speaker of Parliament and leadership of the House. If you just tuned in, this is Joy News, and this is our coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration. It's the day 2 of this demonstration that started on Wednesday, on Tuesday. So be with us as we go through it for you to understand what the demonstrators are all about, where they are going, where their final destination will be, and everything that will be happening. We have seen a huge number of police personnel who are protecting these demonstrators to ensure that everything goes according to plan, to ensure that demonstration is peaceful, and so that we can live by this type of Ghana being a peaceful country. We'll be joining Manuel Cranting shortly, as well as Maxwell Agbagba, so we can bring you some interactions from the Independence Avenue there, as the demonstrators make their way to the ministries, to the Ministry of Finance, and then to Parliament. Like I told you earlier, we understand from the leaders of this demonstration that things are hard in this country, and they want government to show commitment. They want government to show care, to work to better the lot of Ghanaians. And so that's why this demonstration is being held. Manuel Cranting is readying himself to bring us up to speed, update on what on this demonstration, to tell us where they are and what's been happening there. He will be speaking to some demonstrators as well. In addition to Manuel, we also have Maxwell Agbagba on standby, who will also be giving us some feed, speaking to people for us to understand what it is, where they are, and what's been happening. We see that the demonstrators have there's a standstill there, we don't know why there's a standstill. We'll be bringing you that one where our colleagues on the ground will be telling us exactly why there is a standstill. This live feed is coming to you from the Independence Avenue, and this is the Arise Ghana Chrome Ayeshe demonstration. It started on Tuesday, which was the first day, and Wednesday today is the second day. We would want to see where it will end and how the thing will be. We understand we'll be going to Parliament to deliver their petition. From there, our colleagues will be telling us what will be happening from Parliament. But this, you see, a lot of people, I mean, hundreds of people participating in this, causing some traffic in them. Manuel earlier was suggesting that if you are heading towards that end, you probably will reconsider your options because there's huge traffic in town as a result of that, especially on the Liberation Road, because that's where these people are. As we speak, they are at the Independence Avenue. Our colleagues will be joining us with some details from the grounds, but people are talking about the electronic transaction levy. They feel it's a nuisance tax, and that's what they are drumming home. They are talking about a Japan. They are also talking about fuel prices, some even predicting that it could cross the 12 cedi mark. And so that people have been telling us how things are for them. This lady behind or who was on a motorbike was talking about how difficult things are for her. A 70-year-old woman was also speaking to Manuel Kranting and talking about the fact that of all the presidents that have come, she thinks that the Nana Addo presidency has brought a lot of hardships on the people, and so they want things changed. We'll take a quick break here, but we'll be back to bring you more of the update from the ground. Maxwell Agaba is standing by to bring us up to speed from the Independence Avenue there. This is still the Joy News channel, bringing you a live coverage on this Arise Ghana demonstration. Stay with us.
My name is Acrobatic. People call me Who Knows Tomorrow. I don't want to hide the good things from the good people of Ghana. Let me tell you about watching your favorite kid show, movies, telenovelas, sports, news, etc. and etc. in crystal clear, high definition picture.
This year, we know come to play. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Drew, and I'm going to show you how to pause and rewind live TV. And also program your HD Plus decoder to record shows when you're not home.
Little car. HD Plus, tell you bring your phone, make a download my HD Plus app on it for you, so you can watch TV on your phone with free data every month.
Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs. Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
So welcome back from that break. This is still the Joy News channel, and we are bringing you a comprehensive coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration, which is to drum home the fact that Ghana is in difficult times, and government needs to work around the clock to ensure that there is a bit of an ease for the people of this country. Maxwell Agbagba is standing by. He is with the demonstrators. He'll be joining us. I mean, they've moved past the Jubilee House, but the last time we went off, they were heading towards the Finance Ministry. We understand that from the Finance Ministry, they'll be heading towards Parliament, where we understand they'll be delivering a petition to the Speaker of Parliament, because the demonstrators and by extension, Manuel spoke to the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, and he said the Parliament has proven to be effective in recent times, and therefore they believe that Parliament can do something positive for them, and so they'll be petitioning Parliament at the end of the demonstration. They are calling on the President to ensure that he works hard to bring some relief to the citizenry. They are talking about fuel prices, which of course they believe can be crossing the 12-cedi mark, and calling on government to do something about it because things are quite escalating. They're asking government to stop blaming the hike in fuel prices on the Russia and Ukraine war, because they believe that things can be done in this country to alleviate the suffering. Manuel Kranting, Maxwell Agbagba are all on standby to bring us up to speed where they are currently as we speak. We understand that they are heading towards the Finance Ministry. Is that where they are? From there, where to? We understand it will be Parliament, but we need to bring you up to speed. What's happening on the ground there? Our reporters will be joining us because Joy News has a comprehensive team on the ground to bring you a comprehensive coverage of this demonstration. It is themed Chrome ISU demonstration. Today is day 2 of that demonstration. What I need to brief you if you just join us is that there's heavy police presence with these demonstrators to ensure that it doesn't go like it went yesterday. We are being told that MTTD officers are also in town to ensure that traffic flows because there's heavy traffic presence in town. If you're now about to move, especially move towards the Liberation Road, you should probably be weighing your options because we are told there is heavy traffic on that section of the road or that part of town. This is still the Joy News coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration. The demonstration started on Tuesday, which was the first day. Today started from Airwork. We understood earlier that some 2 persons were arrested for possessing firearms. We're yet to get to the bottom of that one to bring you the development with regards to that. But Joshua Akamba, who is the national organizer of the NDC, told our reporter earlier that they will resist police attempt to arrest leadership of the demonstration. So we'll see how things go. You also know earlier that the police released, a letter to tell that they will be arresting leadership of the demonstration for what happened on the first day. You know, the first day was marked with chaotic scenes. The police has sent that indication that leadership will be prosecuted for what happened. We will be joining Maxwell Agbagba now to have the latest from the demonstration. Max, if you can hear me, take over.
With the protesters holding different placards. I'll be reading some of them out to you shortly. But even as they do this, many of them tell me they are dancing their troubles away with this demonstration. Featured prominently in this protest. We have some headquarters, carriers. We also have some members of the Okada Riders Association. Let's speak to them. Some of them, let's find out from them what this protest is all about. You're welcome.
Yeah?
You're welcome to join.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Hafiz Tairu.
Okay. You are an organizer for the Okada Riders Association.
Yeah, I'm the national organizer for Okada Association in Ghana.
Tell me, why are you taking part in this protest?
First of all, I would like to thank your viewers, and I will say good afternoon to them. Now, you can see how the country is being messed. The petrol that we have for them, and that is due to the high price of the fuel. So it affects us a lot. If a customer comes and you charge him, they say, oh, he can't pay because of the high prices. So we have to join this demonstration to let the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, knows that the high fuel prices, he must do something with it. Because if he doesn't do something to the high price, that was not the promise that he promised Ghanaians. We promised Ghanaians that Neso come there. A whole lot of things that he said. So we put trusted on him and we voted for him. Now he is even the worstest governor in the history of Ghana. So we have to take part in this demonstration to show the president that what is going on in this demonstration, we don't like it at all. So he must do something about it.
Previously, how much fuel did you buy for your operations? What was your profit margin? Can you tell us?
Previously, we were buying fuel. Let's say I can buy fuel about 30 Ghana for 1 day. You understand? But now, can you imagine? Even if I buy 60 Ghana for a day, it will not take me a full day. It will not take me a full day. Even 60 Ghana will not take me a full day. So why? So that's what we have to join this demonstration to exhibit the pain that we have in this Okada business, so that people who understand the kind of hardship that we are going, especially the government, they understand the kind of hardship that we are going. Imagine, previously, I can buy about 20 cedi of this petrol to use the whole day. Now I am using about 60 or 70 Ghana cedis for the whole day. Whilst I'm not also getting any profit. Ask yourself, how much did I gain a day? Then talking of to buy what they call it, 70 Ghana a day. So that's why we have to come here and then demonstrate in lawful way, in peaceful way, so that the government will know the hardship of this country.
So quite a number of placards you see here. Stop recruiting. So this one here says, Dampari must so working, get off social media. There's another one, pay NSS personnel, now stop starving them. Dampari must so, okay, it's a body, not it's a bar, you've been exposed. Quite a number of them. But I have with me here one of the organizers, a member of Arise Ghana demonstration, Prince Minka, he's here with me. Prince, I want to find out from you, what's your assessment of day one of the demonstration?
Of day one, I would say that day one was a success because...
Oh, it was a success?
It was a success.
A lot of the protesters were injured. You call that a success?
It was a success in a sense that we sought to portray the sort of suppression of people's rights and freedom in the country. And clearly, the Ghana Police Service did not fail in helping the political authority to exhibit it. And so we saw that happen yesterday. Today has also been another success because just as we were reading a while ago, those are the messages we are trumpeting. Enough of the Japan, enough of the media freedom suppression of the suppression of media freedom. Enough of the economic hardship. Now government is confused whether or not to go to IMF or to mobilize funds internally. It clearly shows that the men that they claim they had are clueless of what to do in fixing the economy.
It's interesting that you're talking about raising funds internally. Some say that it's ironic that in one breath you're kicking against the electronic transactions levy, and in another breath you want government, to find money to provide jobs, to provide all the things that you're asking of it.
It was government that actually indicated prior to the coming into power that they have all the wit in order to deal with the economic situation. There are so many ways of killing a cat. You do not necessarily need to slap E-levy on the people of Ghana in order to mobilize funds. There are so many other things they can do, like all these tax waivers. You know, all these tax waivers, they could put a stop to it. If you look at the sort of money that is being spent at the presidency, that in itself is a problem. So that's what I've got to say now, that government should look within and cut its expenditure. When it starts cutting its expenditure, it'll be able to deal with the economic situation.
So, what is going to happen after this demonstration? What's going to happen? What's the next thing?
There are other strategies that we are going to employ in drumming home our messages. We are even thinking of replicating this in other parts of the world. And of course, within our country, we'll be communicating that to you in a moment. But let's get to the venue. When we get there, we'll communicate that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you have some Prince Benga is a member of why you taking part in this demonstration?
Please organize.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I joined this demonstration. The president is ruling this country as if he's personally property. That's why I'm joining this demonstration. Yeah.
Well, something interesting. I'll be talking to you shortly, but I want to show you something. So we have while the demonstration is going on, these sellers are also cashing in, you know, on the demonstration, on the protest, on the demonstration. You can see many of them selling water, cold drinks to the protesters. And that was what we saw yesterday at Circle before the protest turned chaotic. A lot of businesses had to close early yesterday because of the intermittent firing of tear gas to disperse the protesters who had gathered directly in the middle of the road under the Circle interchange. A lot of businesses had to close very early yesterday. The only people who made some money, you know, cashed in on the situation were persons selling water like this woman, selling drinks, and others. Others did not make money yesterday. Business was an all-time low for residents, for business owners at Circle yesterday. Let me find out from her what business is like today. That's the same. Business, I'm saying, it's your normal top. I'm on top. Hey, I didn't say come on the one. Never mind, I didn't say come on the one. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, that's interesting. She says the general economic hardship is making it difficult for people to even buy water. I find it hard to believe that. Because they need water to stay alive. Let me talk to this gentleman. Hi, what's your name?
Fellow Ghanaians.
What's your name?
Fellow Ghanaians.
Your name is Fellow Ghanaian. Okay, talk to me, Fellow Ghanaian.
Yeah, thank you so much for the audience you've given us. The intimidation, the misuse of power that is happening in this country is getting too much. We have never heard in the history of this country that any family wants to organize a one-year commemoration for their person that passed out, and the police brings an injunction, or any member of power, person in power has ordered for an injunction to be placed on that one-year commemoration. It has never happened. You see, it has never happened in the history of Ghana. Now in Ghana, we have citizens that are being picked up for no reason, okay, by the police, and being released for no reason. The level of intimidation and the threats that are happening in this country is getting too much. Now we are living in a country where things are very tough, but Ghanaians can't rise up and speak to it. Why? Go around and ask.
But you're speaking against it now. You've been provided opportunity to protest. Are you here?
Are you seeing the number of people that are supposed to be on the streets? No, we are not. Go out there and ask Ghanaians that is Ghana tough. Millions of Ghanaians will tell you Ghana are heading. But how many people are we seeing on the streets? Why? Because they are scared. Go out there.
Perhaps they are not feeling the pinch of the economic hardship you are talking about.
They are just scared. How many people hasn't been killed in demonstrations? Even children who were demonstrating that speed bumps will be constructed in their streets was being arrested, and some were being shot at with light bullets, including tear gas being fired at them. What has happened? Is it wrong for citizens to rise up in this country to demonstrate for their constitutional rights? Demonstration is basically a fundamental human right of every citizen. There is nothing wrong you demonstrating in a country. Now even school children rise up to demonstrate and they are being fired tear gas at. This is impunity. This is misuse of power. And all we are saying is our president, and Adudan Kwekufado, told us to be citizens. Mr. President, why are you now resisting us to be the citizens you want us to be?
Yeah, what's your name? What do you do?
I'm fellow Ghanaians. I'm an activist.
Okay, yeah, you said fellow Ghanaians. What do you do? What do you do?
I'm an activist.
Okay, but I just want to find out on a personal level, what is it like for you in terms of survival, your daily survival, how you're able to make money, defend for yourself and take care of the family?
I had a one-on-one speech with somebody and he told me that anybody that says this country is now okay is a thief or is part of this government that's in power. Ghana is tough. Even you as a journalist, you need to be neutral by telling me if Ghana is not tough. You buy fuel. You know the high rise of fuel in this country now. Is it not affecting everything? But there are people in this country who doesn't know their power until they rise up and act. We will never see how powerful they are. And these people are drivers. When drivers of this country are supposed to head a 3 days continuous strike of not moving their vehicles, truck drivers, owners of cars, telling their drivers to park their cars, we will see if the fuel hike will be ongoing or it will be put to a stop. Ghana is really difficult now. Ghana is really difficult now. And we have a president who has been, in fact, the King Kong of demonstration in this country. And today, don't want us to talk. We have a president who has been, in fact, the messiah of demonstration in this country. In fact, we have a president who was part of the most historic demonstration ever in this country once upon a time. And today, don't want Ghanaians to rise up and speak. Enough is enough. We will rise up and speak to resist any oppressor's rule. I always end my speech by saying this, that enough is enough.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for talking.
Arise, Ghana youth. Arise to make Ghana a better place to be. Long live Ghana.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for talking to us. Gentleman who said his name is fellow Ghanaians. What's your name? What do you do?
My name is Techiado, PR for National Consensus Papers. I'm also kind.
Oh, spare parts.
Yeah, Techiado.
Great. Tell me, what is business like now? The other time you organized a press conference together with the Concerned Drivers Association and the Okada Riders Association, and you were saying that because of the escalating, you say because of the general economic hardship, people are no longer buying your spare parts, and it's difficult for you to do business because of the depreciating cedi.
Yeah, it's true. Now, the reason why we joined this demonstration, first of all, is about Ghana. The nation.
Your name again?
My name is Techiado, PR for National Consensus Papers of Ghana.
Okay,
yeah, the reason why we joined this demonstration is because, one, we are trying to save the nation. Two, we are fighting against our businesses. Now, when you look at the dollar, for instance, dollar is 40 pesos. Don't forget that Abosoka spare parts will deal with petrol and diesel. Some of the engines need to spark it before you buy it. So with your diesel to spark the engine before you buy it. So in the same time, it affects our businesses. From Temaport to Abosoka, previously we used to pay 800,000, now 1,000 and 2,000. All this because it's affecting our businesses. That's the reason why we are saying we need to support this demonstration and tell the government that our business is going down, our business is collapsing. Spare parts is no more attraction anymore. Previously, if you have spare parts, you know what Tesla does. But now, when we're in secondary school, when you have spare parts, Hey, so make a lot of money, isn't it? Finance service no more. Thank you.
So what are your suggestions? What are your recommendations to government? I'm sure you have some suggestions on how things can get better.
You see,
how we can, stabilize the city and all of that.
You see, I keep on saying this. It's about time the president needs to what? He needs to do reshuffle. The Ministry of Finance, at least the minister to go. Energy Ministry, he needs to do reshuffling. They are the people. The reason why the economy is going down. Because Energy Ministry is very sensitive area. Ministry of Finance is very sensitive area. So if they are not performing, it's about high time the president needs to what? Need to sack them and replace them with somebody who is more competent, more serious to do the job for us. Thank you.
Well, so the work is continuing. It has actually been a long walk. A long walk to the Parliament House. Wow. But for these protesters, they'll tell you that it's a long walk to freedom. Now, what we've also realized is the traffic situation, on some of Accra's busy stretch. This is even moving a bit faster. So for vehicles going to the ministry's area and the central business district, this is what the traffic situation is like. And now it is even better because we've had the smell of the motor.
This for change, you understand? This for change.
We've had the smell of the Motor Traffic and Transport Department who've been deployed on the ground helping so there'll be free flow of traffic. So yeah, so for people going to the central business district, it has not been easy for them. Like I said, the situation is even better here. Let's speak to. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Peter Mamate.
Your name is
Peter. From Lejokuku, yes.
Lejokuku. Peter, what do you do?
I'm a driver.
You're a driver. Tell me, what is your economic situation right now as we speak?
The situation that I'm facing, honorable. Look, let's say I'm being paid 800 cedis.
You are paid
800 cedis.
Okay.
The taxes that I pay.
Wait, 800 cedis is your salary or what?
Yes, my salary.
Every month?
Every month.
800 cedis?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll be paying some taxes. 800 means that it's less than 30 cedis a day. And I have to pay almost so many taxes. And then so, if my salary is still where it is, 800, then it means that my money is depreciating. You understand? The salary that I take is depreciating. I don't take much. So every day or latest by 1 month, this transfer should increase. Still, I'm taking down my 800. It means that I'm working for people.
I'll come to you. Hold on, I'll come to you. Well, let us show you. So for people who work within this enclave, many of them have lined up the streets, and as the demonstrators move, they wave them and give them thumbs up to encourage them to continue with the protest. I want to speak to this woman. She's been dancing very energetically. Mommy, your friend's your friend's okay, me who say would dear Sapa? When you want to favor? Who say would dear Sapa? When dear Safia was I said, what time you been for you? I want to 20 Ghana. Baby, I don't know. What joining demonstration?
Me ba wo ho won school. Ya to near mami. Ya na me to samuna na me to. Samuna no se no boy yet. Because ni pa near ma sa na no. Ati me pa no cho ya me papa. O ti near ma no so maye. Na me nya se ka fwa me nana no.
Okay. Who am I saying?
4 boys, 1 girl.
And I was going to be sure.
Daddy, oh my, Romo ni government Juma.
Omu ni Juma, woman.
Omu ni government Juma. Omu sana no Juma no moye. And I'm missing because Samna ni Omo. Samna ni Omo ni Atum. Me God of no force. No money, and sumi, no matter pure water. 1 city. If I am papa, until the Amanuso. Now, Homo, one I am ready. Oh, my, I call you number 1 for Numu. Now, you're not okay.
I said, now, kind of meditation. But to get the Asaka Krama, the camera. I said, now, would you a final son? I'm a son, Charles. Well, so, basically, what she was telling me is that she sells soaps and detergents. And she says times have been difficult for her now. She says she usually buys a bottle of Genki for 4 cedis and she never gets satisfied. Anytime she buys Rebecca Alote.
Yes.
Okay, things will get better, yeah?
I'm Ghanaian.
Okay, thank you.
So after Christmas, my birthday, my date is 65.
Oh, so it's 65 years.
They bought me Kwame Nkrumah time.
Whoa.
I have 4 boys. One is go to America.
Okay.
First one is go to Dubai.
Okay.
They take the plane to go to America.
Okay.
So I have the small girl one, my grand small girl,
Okay.
and the 9-month baby.
Okay. Things will get better for them, okay? So just be hopeful, yeah? Okay. And thank you for speaking to us.
Okay. I'm Rebecca.
So this is still coverage of the day 2 of the Arise Ghana demonstration. So far, the demonstrators have gone past the Jubilee House. They are making their way currently to the Finance Ministry, and then they would go to Parliament, where they are expected to deliver a petition to the Speaker of Parliament. We are there with you. We're bringing you a comprehensive coverage of that one. But it's not time for me to bow out and hand over to Kojo Nyankson, who's going to continue with the pulse here on the Joy News channel. Kojo, afternoon.
That's one thing we have an abundance of here at Joy, and that is Kojo's. And so, of course, I'm so pleased to join you this afternoon, and we'll take you on from now until about 5 o'clock. We will continue with live coverage of the demonstration that is making its way along Independence Avenue as we speak, but also this afternoon on the Pulse. The minority in Parliament says it will push for a full-scale investigation into the disturbances that marred day 1 of Arise Ghana's Krumayeshit demonstration. Already, the Ghana Police Service has arrested 29 protesters for their involvement in attacks on police personnel and civilians during Tuesday's protests. The service has also served notice it will arrest and prosecute organizers of the demonstration. We're going to take you live now to Jubilee House, where day 2 of Arise Ghana's Krumayeshit demonstration is underway. They've actually gone past Jubilee House. So far, we know that the police have picked up 2 persons found to be in possession of weapons. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba is live on the ground with more. Maxwell, what's happening now?
Some of them line up here, ensuring a smooth passage for the demonstrators. for taking part in this protest. Hi. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm back to you. You were telling me earlier that you earned 800 cities.
Yes.
And you're saying times have become very difficult.
Yes. So I pay 10 cities transport into my office and then 10 out.
Out of your 800 cities?
Out of the 800. And still, my salary still stands where it is. How much do I have to live as job money to my wife, my children?
How many children do you have?
I have 3 children. You see, my problem is, since the world is racketing up, that means that my salary is still there. My salary is depreciating. Look, sometimes I cry for my boss when we pack the car to fill in our tank, the car tank. Almost 1,200.
What's the engine capacity? What's the engine capacity?
That is V8.
Okay.
That is V8. So imagine, and my boss too is aged. You see, so it doesn't move like before. But he still needs somebody who will go around.
Yeah. That's why you're taking part in this protest.
Yes.
What do you want to see change?
At least.
What are some of the changes you want to see?
Yes, because you see.
Let's see if we can try and speak to Peter Boamo Tokuno. But he's in a hurry. He's in a hurry to leave. We'll try and get some more people. So it is a brisk walk now to Parliament House. It wasn't the case when we started from the Elwak Sports Stadium. We're curious to find out the purpose for the brisk walk, because all along the demonstrators were being advised by some of the organizers to slow their pace and move slowly. And some of them tell us that to achieve the full effect of this protest, they have to slow down their pace. But now it's a brisk movement as we get to the last point of this protest, which is Parliament House. This protest has brought a lot of traffic in town, especially heading to the Central Business District and the ministries area. Hi, what's your name? I'm advocacy.
Yeah, what do you do? I'm a secretary for the NDC from Sunyani.
Okay, tell me, why are you taking part in this process?
Oh, bro, you can to the fact that this economy has been messed up. Everything is down. Corruption. I remember in 2016, Nanado preached about corruption, protecting the public purse. 2020, we lost close to 12.8 billion cedis to corruption. This president, he needs to control. Everything is messed up. They are praying that 2021 there will be a change, and it will salvage the image of this country and the economy of this country.
Well, some Ghanaians who've been speaking to will tell you that they are disenchanted. Basically, disenchanted the two main political parties. Some of them are craving for a task force.
Yeah, the action continues. Don't worry, we'll make sure you don't miss any of the major activities. But let's go back to the beginning. Day one of Arise Ghana's demonstration was marred by chaotic scenes and police tear gas. Here's Maxwell Agbagba with a rap.
Let us all unite to uphold them and make her great and strong.
voices of defiance against what they describe as oppression and tyranny. Some hours before a press conference at the Ghana International Press Center, police dispersed the protesters with water cannons and tear gas. I was in the middle of a live report. I had to run to safety with the crew. 2 people collapsed in front of me.
Oh, sorry, okay, so another tear gas.
We rushed to a nearby house where we got some water to wash our face. These passers-by at Circle were also affected.
You can see all of these people, they were not part of the protesters. Many of them had to run here to pour water on your faces. Tell me, but where exactly were you before they fired the tear gas?
I had a problem with my Ghana card, and I had to go to GRA to work on it. So me, as a matter of fact, I'm not part of the protesters, but you see what I'm going through. I just don't know. I came with a friend and I can't see him. I had a friend with me and I don't know where his whereabouts. You see, this is very bad.
So just like him, we had to run here to seek cover and to pour water on our faces because it was getting terrible at a point. So you can see, what's your name?
Kelvin, I'm Kelvin.
Kelvin.
I was just at the traffic lights coming. I was going to take a Madina car and I was going to take my phone. So I was just heading. I saw people running. Then all of a sudden, my eyes was just started burning. This is my first time experiencing this. And I'm so scared.
Were you part of the protesters?
No, please.
This is a marketplace. And the activity that is going on there, it's not everybody that is in it. So for them to have thrown tear gas into public, in the marketplace like this, so burning, some serious burning sensation in the nose, in the eyes, and all over the face, I don't think it's the best. And people with asthma problem, with definitely, there was a lady fainted. We had to resuscitate her. A lady fainted here. I mean, she could have just died. And I'm not even sure that lady was part of, this demonstration. In fact, to have thrown tear gas in public like this, it's just not the best.
Police in a statement said it had to use water cannons and tear gas to disperse the protesters after they pelted them with stones and bent ties in the middle of the road. The police service said 12 of its men were injured in the process. At a press conference later in the evening, National Communications Office of the NDC and a member of Arise Ghana, Sami Jimfi, said the police crowd control measures deployed were orchestrated.
See, the whole thing was choreographed. Immediately they started pushing them, and the guys were going back. They started firing tear gas. And then immediately we saw people throwing stones. And these people were not Arise Ghana demonstrators. These were agents provocateurs planted in our midst by the police. That is what they did. And that is why even before that incident happened, if you listen to my speech, when I first addressed the demonstrators, I said that we have information that there are policemen in Arise Ghana t-shirt among us, and they've been sent to cause trouble. I said it before it happened. And we've captured, we arrest people throwing stones at you. We give them to you to arrest and detain, and you protect them and shield them from arrest. I mean, where in the world have you seen something like this happen? When they're to protest against high cost of fuel. Is that a crime? When they're to protest against the obnoxious E-levy, which to us amounts to thievery, which is leading to job losses, collapsing the momo industry, and imposing untold hardships on Ghanaians. When they're to protest against the infamous Ejaboni deal, in which this government is seeking to appropriate the mineral royalties of this country for themselves in perpetuity. We went there to protest against corruption.
Another member of the group, Bernard Mona, says the group is unwavering in its demand for better management of the country and will go ahead with day 2 of the protest.
Recent and current colonialists of our time is President Akufo-Addo. He chooses the date 28th to unleash brutality on the people of Ghana. what else can we do as innocent citizens? We should stop because Akufo-Addo has brutalized us? No. Elwak Sports Stadium at 9 o'clock. We move to the Russian embassy, come out of the Christ the King traffic light, take the Liberation Road, come and terminate at the Parliament House, in front of the Parliament House.
And that's the agreement you went?
That is what we have agreed. We initially had said that tomorrow we'll go to the Ministry of Finance, which is the capital city of corruption. And that is the fact that we are seeking economic liberation. We should go to the Ministry of Finance. The police say they will not allow that. As for meeting our people representative in the frontage of Parliament, we will go.
Now, the national organizer of the NDC, Joshua Akamba, earlier told Joy News that leadership of the Arise Ghana group will resist any form of arrest by the police.
They will just take me to the back, but hey, I'm not. No, even me, I'll resist it. I'll resist that oppression now. You can come and arrest me later on. You can invite me later on. But when I'm in the line of my duty, no, you won't.
Okay. So what's the plan for today?
The plan. You see the plan.
You just let us know we've been here for a minute. We've not seen any, of your leaders here who are supposed to direct.
He's a leader. I'm a leader. A couple of leaders are here. This young man you see around are leaders.
Okay.
In our party, the owners of the party, or the owners of Ghana, these are them. Me and you, we cannot afford to buy fuel. We cannot afford to take care of our families. We cannot buy kenke. And so who is a leader here? Nobody is a leader. So we are all leaders.
So from here, where is the demonstration headed?
I'm sure a lot of funny things will happen. Yeah, you see, what I'm saying is that one thing we seek to do was to go to the presidency. That was the agreement between us and the police. So if the police decide otherwise, and I said I keep getting, the IGP himself was not there, but his commissioners were all seated in the meeting. I was there. And then one of the questions that were asked me was that, so what is happening? Are you going to do that? We said, we are doing a demonstration. We'll pick it at the presidency till the next day. And I said, that will be too much. And then we went and came back and said, okay, we'll do it. We'll start from 3 o'clock till 10 o'clock. What happened? Then the day before the demonstration, you go to court. They acted in bad faith.
So Parliament House Ministries, that's the idea.
We want to see. We are doing some consultation. Okay. And after that, I'm sure you'll be there throughout with us today. And I want to plead with you. Most of you have your video footage. Please, we will need your footage to help us, even if we have to pay for it. We will need the footage because we will make cases against the police. We will. While they are making cases against us, we also make cases. We'll press charges against them. And they can be shown to that.
And the same police who you are accusing of bad faith?
Exactly. So that's why we are pressing charges. If you are accused of somebody who's in bad faith, what do? There are avenues that we can take them to. Don't you know that? Okay. So we will do that. Okay. Yes. So tell them that, listen, we are not afraid of their intimidation. Nkrumah came out of jail and became president. They can do their last. But believe me, you will rescue this country. And it is to their own benefit.
So far, there have been quite a number of reactions to Arise Ghana's Krum Ayeshi demonstration on social media. We'll be reading them shortly. But first, the People's National Convention, PNC, is distancing itself from the Arise Ghana demonstration. In a statement signed by the General Secretary of the party, Janet Asana Nabia, the party said that a certain Awudu Ishak, who joined the demonstrators on Tuesday, parading himself as the communications secretary of the party, is an imposter. On your screens now are excerpts of that statement. Let's quickly go through it. The PNC believes that demonstration is part of our democratic dispensation, but street protest, such as the one organized by Arise Ghana, must not and should not be the way a group vests its disappointment on our government, especially in this current circumstance. Certainly, street protest as a form of demonstration is becoming outmoded in modern democracies, and protesting without providing solutions is equally outmoded. At this material moment, the PNC is calling on fellow Ghanaians, i.e. the Arise Ghana group in particular, to rather demonstrate alternative policies that will aid the current government to ameliorate the current economic difficulty and to criticize the government's policies via public fora, organizing institutional lectures, peaceful submitting petitions to appropriate government institutions, and making use of our court system to push through demands, amongst other means. PNC wishes to use this medium to serve notice that we are not part of and do not subscribe to the Arise Ghana demo. It has come to our notice that one Awudu Ishak is parading himself as the communication secretary of the party. The media and the general public should kindly treat him as an imposter. The communication secretary of the party is Mr. Samuel Ayesu. And that's the PNC. Let's have a look at some of your reactions on social media. Right, so several interesting views shared, and on Twitter I can see something by @astute_Democrat. He says, I'm on the street closer to Flagstaff House. Arise Ghana demo is on the street closer to Flagstaff House. Mission on course and gradually heading to the destination. Save Ghana now. Also tweeting about this is @Anand Perry, who says, Arise Ghana demonstration now heading to ministries. Now @CD Zas says, front and back crowd day, with pictures of the large crowd that turned out on day 2. 4 more pictures of the crowd from @Anand Perry with the hashtag Arise Ghana Demo. Also tweets about the police in thousands blocking the road to Parliament, restraining Arise Ghana demonstrators. Baba Sadiq Abdullahi Abu, of course we know who that is, says, Dampare for come see how boys take numbers. In work and happiness, work and happiness be this. I think he's making a joke about the police interacting with some of the ladies on the demonstration. Royal One Kingley says the Conti Unity Hall in Sami Jemfi arrived, and there's a video here. NB is just a Jama song, no seriousness. Sami Jemfi, of course, in the thick of things at this demonstration. Anand Perry again, Finance Ministry, Arise Ghana, demonstrators come. And again, more pictures of the large crowds that turned out today. Young communicators, also represented in some pictures, tweeted by @CD Zas. Let's add one by Edem Tamaklo. He says, the Ghana police, in a rather new fashion, keeps intimidating unarmed protesters, this time by flanking protesters from the very beginning to the end. This is a new display. All right, let's have a few more. This is again from Anand Perry. He says, military stationed in Jubilee House in case Arise Ghana demonstrators misbehave, then they start their thing. But hashtag Arise Ghana demo is peaceful. More from Anand Perry, more pictures of the crowds, and indeed there are some large numbers out for today's demonstration. And again by Anand Perry, this man claims a protester has a gun, but couldn't point the person out when Sami Jemfi asked him to follow him and show Ghanaians the person. Lawyer Barbara Asamoah, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, is present, and of course this is accompanied by photographs. Shadrach 193, well, he's obviously interested in football this afternoon, sorry. And this one is by @CD Zas. He says, I didn't expect to see this huge number due to what happened yesterday, but you have shown you are suffering from this excruciating hardship. Sami Jemfi is the one attributed with that quote. The guy who was arrested by the police for pointing a gun at the police is a national security officer. It is confirmed. And this is a tweet put out by the same at Anand Perry. We haven't been able to independently confirm this claim, however. Henry Osei Akoto is tweeting. He says, when NDC is in power, the headlines will be police attack innocent civilians. When NPP is in power, it's either demonstrators clash with police or hooligans attack police. We have a very corrupt media establishment in this country, and that's the view of Henry Osei Akoto. He adds some pictures to his tweet. Akufo-Addo must be impeached is another tweet with a picture, a video actually. And this one is interesting. It's got a man speaking quite dramatically, quite emotionally in a black bench t-shirt. All right, more of your tweets at Chief Joel Kofi 1 says, the power of the people is greater than those in power. Fight on, people of Ghana. We shall conquer Pharaoh someday. Hashtag Arise Ghana demo. All right, we'll certainly be back for more on this unfolding story. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Ijra Sechere Dumase Alhaji Bawa Brahima Mohammed has taken on the police for stopping the commemoration of the brutalities meted out to some of his constituents by state security agencies. The family of the victims had planned a traditional Islamic prayer, but the police has since secured an injunction against the event. Speaking to Joy News parliamentary correspondent, the NP said the action by the police does not help to build on the peace in the constituency.
1 year on since the disturbances in the Jura relative to the lynching and passing on of Kaka, then one will say that to me, the victims, those who lost their lives after the burial of Kaka during the disturbances, have not gotten justice. I'm saying this because apart from those who lost their lives, we had those who were injured. As I speak with you now, there's a young guy called Mohammed Awal, about 19 to 20 years, who got his limb amputated. And up to now, nothing, not even a farthing, has been advanced to him in the form of compensation as recommended by the Justice Council Committee. And then also there was another guy who also had sustained a gunshot injury in the stomach, who was operated upon, and as a result of the injury, he's not able to work as he's supposed to do. He has also been compensated. The last time, as a member of the Defense and Interior Committee, when we met the security chiefs, I asked the Minister for Interior why, as at now, they have not been compensated, and was saying that they were waiting for an assessment from the medical team before they will be able to assess the quantum of compensation that will be advanced to them. But I feel that for 1 year, if you cannot, I mean, if this injury, when it happened, they were taken to Komanochi. It was doctors who worked them, and up to now they cannot assess the degree of injury to know the compensation that we are advanced to them. I feel like this certainly cannot be true, because at least 1 year on, when the medical officers who worked on these injured persons are there, this certainly cannot be true.
Now, Alhaji Brahima
Now, what's your name?
Thank you very much. I'm Luther Talbot.
Okay, what do you do?
Personally, I completed my national service not a while ago, and I'm here this afternoon to join the protest because the hardship of this country is becoming unbecoming. As I'm talking to you, we were packed to go to Independence Square because the government said NAPCO, and we all went there to listen to the president. And he promised. Yes, please. I was just current a NAPCO personnel, and as I'm talking to you, the president promised us a permanent job, but we rather experience a temporary job. So I'm using this medium to let the president know that NAPCO personnel, we want permanent jobs, but we don't want temporary jobs. Likewise, national service personnel, as I'm talking to you, as it stands now, national service personnel have not received the allowances, which I'll call on the president to see to it. That is why, as I'm talking to you today, any MTN vendor can take, they'll deduct the E-levy with the promise that they will fulfill their promises. As I said, the national service personnel have not taken their allowances. So I'm using this opportunity to tell the president that we don't like temporary jobs, especially the NAPCO personnel. I'm talking as a NAPCO personnel. We don't want temporary jobs. I go down on my knees to beg the president that we don't want temporary, we want permanent jobs. That's what he promised us at the Independence Square. So if today what has changed, Mr. President, we are begging you, NAPCO personnel, we are begging you, we want permanent job. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is G.H. Malima.
What do you do?
I'm part of Unrest Ghana. I'm part of leadership of Unrest Ghana.
Okay. Why are you taking part in this demonstration?
Of course, it's obvious. And you can understand the hardship in our country. It's too unbearable. If you ask any of us here, even MPP member, they are the people that are crying more than the ordinary Ghanaians. And so it's obvious that Ghanaian people have to come out and take and participate in this demonstration. And so it's obvious for you to know that we have to come out and demonstrate our grievances to the president to understand. Okay. Of course.
Thank you for speaking to us. Thank you. So you heard him explaining why he's taking part in this demonstration. Happening right now, leadership of Arise Ghana trying to engage police personnel deployed here. It's a human war formed by the police It appears the demonstrators want to get very close to the Ministry of Finance. And as it stands now, they are engaging the police on this.
Sina, please wait.
It doesn't look like police is going to allow them. Let's see how this goes. The demonstration started all the way from the Awak Sports Stadium. And the Ministry of Finance is just one of the places just stopping to present a petition. On your screen now is a confrontation between the demonstrators who've been walking all the way from the Awak Sports Stadium to this point, the ministry's enclave, specifically the Finance Ministry. The leadership of Arise Ghana has been allowed, and I'm sure they are the ones going to present the petition to a rep from the Ministry of Finance. We are waiting to see who will be receiving the petition. It appears the other protesters would have to remain behind the human wall formed by personnel of the Ghana Police Service who are in full
full crowd control gear here at the Finance Ministry. So what we can see now is the National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi, and Bernard Mona. They're going to sign a petition. And they will present the petition to a rep from the Finance Ministry. The demonstrators say this protest is to register their displeasure against what they describe as general mismanagement of the country and economy.
So, petrol, no, we are saying Bola tax, ESLA, special petroleum tax, are you getting me? So focus on fuel and the problem drivers are going through, which has had a cascading effect on food prices. So we speak the P. But when he gets here, when the deputy ministers get, okay, straight, Bernard will do English and you will do P. You are speaking for all of us.
Sami, they are apparently here, so we should go to them. They are not coming. So we should go for them.
When you are ready, let's go. Are you ready?
Yeah. So the leadership of Arise Ghana will be working to present the petition. Let's find out from Bernard Mona. Mr. Mona.
The Deputy Minister is receiving the petition.
The Deputy Finance Minister. Okay. Yes, relax. So the Deputy Finance Minister is receiving the petition. David's going to receive the petition.
Let Benamona come. Let Yaubema come. Yaubema. They will going to speak. No. The crowd, I'm not here. By the media houses.
Right, so if you're still with us, these are live images from Parliament House where the demonstration by Arise Ghana, the Chrome Ayeshi demonstration, has come to its concluding location. At this point, what is planned is for a petition to be presented. We have heard from Maxwell Agbagba that the Deputy Finance Minister is there. Bernard Mona, one of the leaders of the demonstrators, is now addressing the crowd.
Please, those at the back, stop pushing the police at the From here, we shall be going to Parliament. But I can't see. I can't see Dr. Or deputy ministers of finance who are here to receive the petitions on behalf of the Minister of Finance. This is Arise Ghana. It is an amalgamation of various groups, civil society organizations, persons from the media, creative arts, chiefs, political parties, and all. The political parties include the PNC, GUM, the NDC, some members of the New Patriotic Party, the CPP, and I think the GCP. We are here this afternoon on a simple mission that criminal hardship and that everything, the economic hardship that the people of Ghana are going through as a result of the bad policies that are formulated by the Ministry of Finance. And we are coming here, despite that the petition is addressed to the Speaker of Parliament, that is the representative of the people, we see it fit to give you a copy so that you understand the issues therein and take pragmatic steps to alleviate the suffering of the people of Ghana. One, we call on the Ministry of Finance to take steps to scrap the obnoxious electronic transfer levy that is imposing more hardship on the people of Ghana, siphoning their capital, and above all, confiscating our savings. Two, that the ministry should take urgent steps to ensure that inflation is brought down to the barest minimum so as to allow the poor with little income to be able to afford basic commodities. Three, that you should do everything possible to arrest the deteriorating currency, which is now among the worst in the world. Four, that what you have christened Ajapadia, which you intend to reintroduce to Parliament, we describe it as Ajabone, that it should not be introduced into Parliament. Five, that you should take steps to ensure that the increasing rate of unemployment that engulfs our young people is reduced, currently standing or hovering around 13%. This and many, including the fact that petroleum prices are at an all-time high because you have imposed taxes, levies, and charges on the petroleum products. These are some of the demands we are going to make to the Speaker of Parliament and want to give you a copy. Whilst you are studying it, we'll present a copy to the Speaker of Parliament, and thereafter we'll expect some response from you. Thank you so much. Can I have a copy? Can I now formally hand over?
Bernard Mona now going to hand over the petition formally.
Yes, Kofi.
Formally to the Deputy Finance Minister. Okay, so a driver is speaking. Can you bring your comment down? Member of the Concerned Drivers Association. As what said, yeah, economic management members, you know. Now, he be adding anchor. And he said, $1 city rate. And he want to change a driver for so. Yeah, catch up by said driver need be any war, yeah, economist. Yes, Rabbi said, baby, a fool, no, and then aqua coginano. Dear, higher year pa. And then, Unkuta 13 cities, 55 pesos. Unya a year, this is 1 gallon. Yatia Mamu high. Akumada na me dey be free. Entosi bu anya den. Nanso no car na di ntosi ni ba no. Nam say fu ebu adin no. Eni nti na ma ho kire aba Ghana ha. Ene driver fo yentimi nto fu no. Ye da car musa spare tire. Ya yiri mu jai yen. Atodi adin ama yen. Enti ye wa ha. Ye ka kire aba say etuo no a eda fa ngo so no. De enya papa no. When you free woman, a bit is energy sector levy. A call 2015 call to see yen free or your sharp mindset on yen free or a year box margin. Fango no yanwa oil tomato BM. I don't think you go to Chiahoka. Sanitation and pollution levy. I drop a for a year fee or Ghana ha. A man no you start to an free or energy debt recovery levy. Drop an EBN or free fuel. Obi na bo kana amanhwe na do bo kana yantwe na so onyi sa to ni free ho etu awodo obi ti say eya price stabilization and recovery levy say aman no ntimi ma etu ni nyina fa ko a ye kire say onyi free ho
$1 rate, no, I had to find go also no. Yes, sir. And I drive for and a share Sikasem so. The chat to a cry, I drive for Sra mine say. Chamato no put in 5 bomb koto. Yan shana turn in your juma. As a turn in your juma. Yes, you say, find go buono, ever from the Amaya. Yes, Rabbi, and they are every year into a moon share. Now, the driver for cano. Yan share, Nayan Yamai. They say, I driver for I can't tell my Abayan share. Yes, Abuano. Say, Ogusu, I can't jar. When you are home, and yes, you're betting about buying Sua, copying, say, Obey a pedia Maya. Yadamase.
Okay. Can I now get to the deputy minister?
Ghana Web. Bernard Bona now presenting the petition to Deputy Finance Minister John Kuma.
Good afternoon, my fellow brothers and sisters. Good afternoon, my fellow brothers and sisters. On behalf
Deputy
of the
Finance
Ministry
Minister
of Finance and the Minister of Finance, myself, Abuna Osayasari, and my colleague, Honorable John Kuma, would like to receive this petition on behalf of the ministry. We thank God today's demonstration was peaceful. I want to use this opportunity to thank our security agencies, especially the police, for the hard work they have put into this, both yesterday and today. Government will continue to support you to make sure that consistently we live in peace and we guard jealously the peace that we have. I'd also like to thank you for giving us a copy of the petition that is supposed to go to the Speaker of Parliament. I'm happy to announce to you that government has already started meeting relevant stakeholders to see how best we can address this economic situation that has arisen as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian-Ukraine war. On Monday, government with the relevant ministers met some important stakeholders on the rising food prices. Government will continue to meet all the relevant stakeholders and make sure that together we come out with policies and programs that will address the issues that you have raised here today. We will make sure the minister also receives the petition and do whatever is necessary to address the concerns that you have raised. Let us continue to live in peace and guard the peace that we have jealously. Because this is the only country we have, and this is the only country that God has given to us. We are in this together, and together we will make things happen. We will bring the change that we will all feel in our pockets and everywhere that we are. So I want to urge my brothers and sisters to continue to demonstrate peacefully and know that government is concerned. And we have already taken the initiatives, and very soon you will see the programs and activities that will be rolled out to address these concerns that have arisen as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian-Ukraine war. We are all in this together. Let us support government. Together, we will make Ghana great and strong. Thank you very much.
So we just observed the handing over of a copy of the Arise Ghana Group's petition to the Finance Ministry. It was received by the Deputy Finance Minister, Abna Osei Asare, who was there in the presence of John Kuma, the other Deputy Finance Minister. They received the petition and shared some comments. Abna Osei Asare speaking about government's gratitude to the police for keeping the peace on the 2 days of the demonstration. She promised that the government would continue to support the police in their protection of the peace of the nation. She also said that government has already started to engage on implementing changes that will bring alleviation to the economic situation of Ghanaians. She talked about how the desire for change is one shared by all, and that it can be achieved if all work together. Now that that has been done, the procession or the demonstration is expected to move to its final destination, which is Parliament. So we continue to observe as this happens. We can see some of the leaders of the group, particularly Broja Jimfi, who is currently on the screen. He's a member of the Arise Ghana Group, one of the leaders, and he's addressing the crowd right now.
Towards the Independence Square, through the sports stadium and to Parliament. We ask all of us to comport ourselves and follow the route as we have done from the beginning. Thank you very much. Let's move.
So the work will continue to Parliament House. Let me find out from National Communications Office of the NDC, Sami Jimfi. Are you satisfied with the response, given by the Deputy Finance Minister after presenting the
We are not interested in empty talks, cheap rhetorics. We are interested in action. We are interested in government taking pragmatic steps to bring down the price of fuel drastically by scrapping the sanitation levy, by scrapping the special petroleum tax, by scrapping the price stabilization and recovery levy and the energy sector levy. They have all outlived their purposes. We want them to scrap the E-levy. We want them to scrap the COVID levy. We are suffering. We are suffering, and we want government to show empathy, sensitivity to the plight of Ghanaians, govern the nation responsibly, stop the reckless borrowing for consumption. That's what we want. Thank you very much.
She talked about government engaging stakeholders to roll out programs that will save the economy, that will make things better for all of us. That's what we want, right?
That's exactly what we are all looking for, because the issues plaguing us have no political colors. When we go to the pumps, whether you are NDC or MPP, you will pay 61 Ghana cedis for a gallon of diesel today under the insensitive Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, whereas we were paying only 14 Ghana cedis for a gallon of diesel and petrol in 2016. This has had a negative cascading effect on prices. Never in the history of this Fourth Republic, never in my adult life have I seen inflation hovering around 27-28%. This is unprecedented. The
unprecedented, but a global problem, you would agree with me.
What has the Ebola tax got to do with globalization? It is not a global tax. Tell me one government in the world which, in the midst of these economic difficulties, has imposed profit levy on their people or sanitation levy on the price build-up of fuel. These are not global issues. These are a direct product of the insensitivity, the carelessness of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration. And we have had enough. Even the MPP people are complaining. Today, some of them are here. Listo Nanapoku is here. Bai Chamfo is here. All political parties in Ghana are represented here. Civil society is represented. The media represented. The drivers are here. Everybody is here because we are all suffering. The only people chilling is President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Bawumia, and their cabal of family and friends who continue to milk the state coffers dry, who continue to travel in ultra-luxurious luxurious and hyper-expensive private jets at the expense of the poor Ghanaian taxpayer. We are saying that we can't take that. We have had enough of the wastage and the corruption and the looting of state assets like the Chimota Forest Reserve lands, the looting of our mineral revenues like they are seeking to do through Ejapa. Ejapa will not come on today or tomorrow. Ghana is not for Akufo-Addo or Bawumia. Our gold is not for them. Our diamond, our mineral resources are not for them. It is for the good of the nation. It is for generations unborn, and we will not allow a few selfish, a few greedy politicians to hijack the resources of this country.
Finally, what's going to be the next line of action? What are we going to see going forward?
Be announcing the next dates of our demonstration by close of day tomorrow. We shall rest not until we prevail. We shall rest not until the prices of fuel comes down drastically. We shall rest not until this government is held accountable for how they expended COVID-related funds. We shall rest not until EI 144, which is declassifying about 40% of the Chimota Forest Reserve, is repealed. We shall rest not until the obnoxious E-levy and the obnoxious COVID levy that are imposing untold hardships on the Ghanaian people are scrapped. We shall not rest not until they stop the brutalities against innocent citizens, until they stop the intimidation. We shall rest not. Today the people of Ghana have spoken. They have arisen. We have had enough of the tyranny of this government, of their dictatorship, of their oppression. We are determined to champion a relentless advocacy and mobilization for the changes we are all yearning for. And we are calling on all Ghanaians. It is time to arise. We are calling on the churches. It is time to speak up. We are calling on teachers. Don't be cowered into silence. They have destroyed Ghana's education. 3 years after introducing a new curriculum, new syllabus, they have not been able to provide textbooks. Yet the president is throwing lavish parties and traveling in expensive private jets at our expense. Speak up. We are calling on you. We are calling on the TUC to speak up, the labor unions to speak up. They are our servants. They are not our laws. Ghana is not a monarch. It is a constitutional democracy. And accountability is what we would demand from our duty bearers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you just had Sami Jemfi, who's a National Communications Officer of the National Democratic Congress and a member of the Arise Ghana group. Right now, we're heading towards Parliament, where they will be presenting, the group will be presenting another petition to the Speaker of Parliament. But here at the Finance Ministry, they presented a petition, and that petition was received by the two Deputy Ministers of Finance, John Kuma and Abinasari. They received that petition on behalf of government. It has been a long walk from the Elwak Sports Stadium. Now I'm getting closer to the Independence Square. But the protesters, one common denominator for all the people we've been speaking to here is that there's general hardship. They believe there's a mismanagement, there's a general mismanagement of the economy. And they want the managers of the Ghanaian economy to set up.
So the procession that is meant to, of course, stop next at Parliament House, where a petition will be presented to the Speaker of Parliament, continuing to make its way in that direction. Maxwell Agbagba remains embedded with the protesters and the demonstrators as they make their way to their final destination. This is demonstration day 2 of the Kromayeshe demonstration organized by the Arise Ghana group. Day 1 certainly marred by violence and security concerns. Speaking of which, we are joined via Zoom right now by security analyst Adib Sani. Mr. Sani, it's a pleasure to have you this afternoon. I'm keen to know what your observations are of this demonstration, particularly as day 2 starts to wind to an end.
It's been orderly. When you compare it to yesterday's, there's a lot of difference. Yesterday I was there, and I had the opportunity to speak with some of the organizers. I spoke with even Bernard Bona, and I told them categorically that it is in their interest to ensure this protest is peaceful. If not, if it turns violent, nobody is going to talk about the legitimate reasons for which we had gathered there in the first place. Unfortunately, it turned violent, and when you listen to radio, when you watch TV, what everybody spoke about was the violence rather than those fundamental issues that Ghanaians are complaining about. Thankfully, I feel that lessons have been learned from yesterday's protest, and today I'm pretty sure that the 2 major factions, that is the Arise Ghana movement and of course the police, agreed in principle on certain modalities by meeting each other halfway. But yesterday, they had taken entrenched positions and nobody was willing to budge. I remember there were 2 meetings at the administrative building at the Obra spot yesterday. The first one I was part of, the second one I wasn't part of, but I was outside. And it appeared that nobody was willing to compromise anything. And I knew that this is not going to end good. But today, things look very different. They look well organized. The cooperation has been okay. They agreed on principles without having to, drag each other for long. And that is what we want to see moving forward.
I mean, there have been a couple of sightings of firearms carried by some of the protesters. There is a story on myjoyonline.com that one of the leaders of the demonstration, Joshua Akamba, who is an NDC party executive, was spotted holding a firearm. What sort of threat do such individuals, flouting the laws of public safety, what sort of threat does that pose to the group as a whole as they seek a peaceful protest today?
Okay, so in the first place, it is important to establish that once the firearm is duly registered, is duly licensed, you can conceal it and it's not a crime, okay? However, it becomes a crime if you brandish it, if you show it, as shown in the Acts and Omniscience Act, unless with the permission of the IGP. That is when you can fire it in public, perhaps for celebratory purposes, or you can brandish it perhaps for security purposes. But once you have it concealed, you haven't perpetrated any crime. And I also see a bit of inconsistency because one, Joshua Akamba, said it. He said it categorically. He even granted interview to the media that all day yesterday he had it on himself. And he saw nothing intrinsically wrong with it. So when the police found out, they asked that he keeps it somewhere else. But there's this other gentleman they found a gun on, and he was quickly whisked away. So I didn't really understand the inconsistency. However, certain questions can also be asked. Why would you have a gun at a protest site? Those are fundamental questions. But it still doesn't take away the fact that once it is concealed and is registered, no crime has been perpetrated. However, there's another angle to all of these, and it's enshrined in the Public Order Act. It is within the mandate of the Ghana Police Service to seize weapons that they feel would threaten the peace during a protest. It is there. Okay, so I feel the police might also be doing their work. Okay, and for me, it is not the right thing to do, to take weapons to protest sites, in as much as there's no law barring that from happening.
We're talking to security analyst Adib Sani, and of course, we are very interested in the bigger picture. Yesterday, following the violence of day one, we heard the information minister who spoke on Metro TV talk about a broader threat, a broader security threat, a threat of terror attacks, which they believed was the result of some concerted effort by certain elements in society. We want to explore that and assess the threat with Adib Sani when we return from these messages. Don't go anywhere.
Charlie, dreams come true. Just a while back, movement was not easy at all. But today, I did drive my own car. All thanks to the amazing EcoBank Auto Finance Package. See, I heard the ad on the radio and did exactly as it said. I found one of EcoBank's car partners and spotted the sweet ride. When they discovered I was buying with EcoBank Auto Finance Package, I automatically got an extra discount. Now, EcoBank offered me the coolest interest rates ever for my car. And that was it. Right now, I dey pay small and enjoying a happy life.
So don't just dream about that car. Call toll-free 0800 003 225 or walk into any EcoBank branch and ask about the EcoBank Auto Finance Package. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Get amazing entertainment for everyone with DSTV Family. Like sensational European football, local and international series served up fresh.
That tastes nice.
Yum. Tantalizing telenovelas.
That's fair.
Zany cartoons for the kids. And now, the slamming WWE channel. So upgrade or stay connected to DSTV Family and surround your family with awesomeness.
Feels like a warm hug.
Stay away from my girl.
If you want me, Chairman Izuka Gramu, Mammy Yasu. The tenancy, Tove, drama, commercial break. Enjoy road drama and more on GoTV. GoTV.
GoTV.
When I was young, I asked my mother the secret of hair vitality and health. She said, the right food, the right exercise, the right amount of sleep, and the right blood tonic. Nescopa Blood Tonic is effective for the treatment of anemia, lack of appetite, and stressful conditions in both adults and children.
Nescopa Blood Tonic, the right family blood tonic. Another quality product from Ernest Chemists. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
My name is Acrobatic. People call me Who Knows Tomorrow. I don't want to hide the good things from the good people of Ghana. Let me tell you about watching your favorite kid show, movies, telenovelas, sports, news, etc. and etc. in crystal clear, high definition picture. This year we know come to play. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Drew, and I'm going to show you how to pause and rewind live TV, and also program your HD Plus decoder to record shows when you're not home. Little car. HD Plus, take care. Charlie, bring your phone, make a download my HD Plus app on it for you, so you can watch TV on your phone with free data every month. HD Plus, get your
Welcome back. This is The Pulse on the Joy News channel. Now, the number of deaths due to terrorism has increased fivefold in 3 years, with about 4,000 victims in Ghana's neighboring Burkina Faso and others in the sub-regions such as Mali and Niger. Now, according to a retrospective analysis by the Economic Community of West African States, 670 armed incidents have been perpetrated by terrorist groups in the region, resulting in over 2,840 casualties in 2021 alone. Ghanaian security officials have been on high alert, with the National Security Ministry outdooring a campaign calling on Ghanaians to report suspicious characters. However, at the sub-regional level, ECOWAS is hopeful that through collaborative efforts, the implementation of its long-term plan, Agenda 2050, will help contain the situation. Experts, however, say leaders of the political organizations, including Ghana's President Akufo-Addo, who serves as the chair of ECOWAS, heads of state, must walk the talk. Blessed Soga has more in this report.
The last 3 years have been turbulent times for the West Africa sub-region, which remains the most populous community in the whole of Africa, with an estimated figure of 401.9 million people. However, citizens in many states across the sub-region have had to bear the brunt of growing insecurity. In a retrospective analysis, the Economic Community of West African States is reporting that there is generally the fragilization and weakening of democratic governance, which is increasing complexity of security in West Africa. ECOWAS further reports that the number of deaths due to terrorism has increased fivefold in 3 years, with 4,000 victims in 2019 in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. In the first 5 months of 2021 alone, 670 armed incidents perpetrated by terrorist groups resulted in over 2,840 casualties. Security consultant Richard Kumado describes this trend as worrying.
It's a bit worrying that the numbers are going up, but I am just happy that in retrospect, the ECOWAS leaders have picked it up and they are working hard to do something about it. Other than that, it's a security measure they will need to work hard, very hardly, because it's not looking too good for them.
How bad is it?
It is bad because it can destabilize all the economies within the West Africa zone, the negative impact on trade, the negative geopolitical relationship with their international communities, internal displacement of people, creating of refugees, and unstable nature of movement of people. They are all part of things no government will want to tolerate, and no government can boldly say they are safe, considering the capacity of the terrorists and how they can strike any nation at any time, anywhere.
Well, the argument is, if you look at countries such as Ghana, it appears we've been insulated in the period under review, and our democracy appears to be thriving. So why should we even worry about the growth in terrorism across the sub-region?
People believe, there are two schools of thought, that people believe that the worst form of democracy is far better than coup d'etat. And to the extent that you have a number of coup d'etat cases within the West Africa zone, that ECOWAS have not been able to deal with it effectively, and considering the fragile nature of security in Nigeria, which is the biggest economy within the West Africa zone, that is how difficult it is. And you might be enjoying some level of grace today, but you don't know what is going to happen.
The situation is also causing displacement of many people.
Give us 5 minutes.
In 2021,
we'll be there.
It is reported that 451,417 persons became refugees, with over 3.7 million persons also internally displaced, of which 57% and 32% respectively live in Nigeria and Burkina Faso, a country which shares its borders with the Republic of Ghana.
Let's talk a bit more about this. Joining us on Zoom is security analyst Adib Sani. We started a conversation about the protests earlier. Adib, thanks for staying with us. Now, a bit of the big picture. There are various theories about why Ghana in particular is yet to be a target of a major terror attack. In fact, there are some analysts, Dr. Ishmael Norman in particular, who believes that it is because we can trace this back to events like Ghana's agreement to accommodate the Gitmo 2 a few years ago, and that somehow may have sent a positive message to the Islamists' terror element in the sub-region, which may have made them feel that Ghana is not their enemy. What would you say to that theory, and what other explanation might there be for the fact that Ghana is yet to be a target for such groups?
Okay, so on several occasions I've been asked this question. The terrorists have no friends. Remember, we also have a defense cooperation agreement with the U.S. That makes Ghana a springboard for the U.S. to stage attacks against terrorist interests within the West African sub-region. They would use our radio spectrum, our airspace, our airport, etc. So that makes us their enemy. We have a number of groups, across the Sahel region down towards the coastal areas. Ansar Din, Ansar Sharia, Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, Jenim, and a whole host of other groups that are either ISIS affiliated or Al-Qaeda affiliated. And their leaders, such as Mukhtar Belmokhtar, has categorically on several occasions come out to say that go after Western targets in West Africa and take this into consideration. And they are collaborators. So if you have anything to do with the West, you are a collaborator. Okay? Now let's put certain issues into perspective. In 2021, that same period, we had, a number of incidents and a spike. There were 13 attacks in Ivory Coast, 5 attacks in Benin, and 1 attack in Togo. Meanwhile, 2 years back, 2019, there was no attack in these 3 countries. Okay, and in 2022, we have seen a spike in more attacks in these countries that were hitherto not touched. Ghana is not doing anything specially different from these other countries, but the feeling is it is likely Ghana is a transit point and a supply hub for these terrorists, and so they have different use for us. Let's not forget, earlier this year, a UN report submitted to the UN Security Council stated categorically that there is a suspected terrorist warehouse in Ghana, Togo, and in Benin. And it's public document. It's online. Viewers can have a look at it. Okay, so they are using Ghana for different purposes. Recruitment is happening in Ghana. Not too long ago, a young man called Abu Dujal from Karuga in the northern region went to Mali and engaged in a suicide bombing mission. Before that, he took a video of himself and even called on his fellow young men to pick up arms against the so-called establishment. Okay, so we are not invincible. We are not immune. Let's not be complacent. The threat is there, and by the day, it's coming closer and closer to us. But the question is, are we prepared?
And we will tackle that question next. But first, let's take the weight of the claim that you've made, that it is possible that the reason why we are yet to be the target is because the terrorists use us for another purpose, and that indeed there is a claim there might be a warehouse, a terrorist warehouse here in Ghana. Is it possible that such a thing could be happening without the knowledge of our security apparatus? Is that possible? That they would have no idea?
Very possible. It's very possible. However, a lot of work is being done. I mean, recently, some of us picked up some intelligence, and immediately we informed the national security, and I hope they act accordingly. some time ago, there were some raids in the Ashanti region area in the north. Some of them Islamic schools, some people were picked up, but later a lot of them were let go because we didn't have any evidence to link them to any act of terror. In the past, the borders, as we all know, is very porous, even to date. But in the past, because of the happenings in Mali, in Burkina, we've had a steady stream of certain individuals into the country without being subjected to any form of security check. Not too long ago, there was a cable from the police to, I think, the Upper East Regional Police Command, warning them that certain individuals from Burkina had come into the country to fight in Boko and were on their way back. But in that cable, they stated also that they were induced by money and not necessarily for militancy purpose. But you never know. And just a few weeks ago, we had another leaked information from the National Security pointing to some individuals on the N2 highway. It's between Nakanduri and Garu. Have been there, okay? And to date, we don't know where these individuals are. Others have also cited the movements of certain persons, and they sometimes call me to ask whether our national security, are they aware about these movements? So it is safe to say, I mean, let's not deal it down. Let's not play around the truth, that it is highly likely that these individuals might have been in town and might have established sleeper cells, okay, and engaging in active recruitment and waiting for their so-called right time to strike.
And
so it is really disturbing.
And it's your analysis that this will be happening on the blind side of our national security, that they are not aware of what these sleeper cells are up to or where they are.
Largely, they would be aware. But it is also possible that there might be some movements they would not be aware of. That is why I've always indicated that we need to include the communities. Look, the communities see more than the national security. They live there. They would look at you in the face and say whether you are from the community or you are not. If you are, they would know the house or family you are coming from. So if you decide to rather constrict, if you see something, say something to ambassadorial staff, then it doesn't show seriousness. But if we include these communities and get them to understand the role they can play in ensuring that there's no infiltration, I think that would help to a large extent because they are there 24/7. Some movements might happen at the blind side of national security, but when we include the people, they'll be quick. If they know who to call, they'll be quick to make those calls and get them to know that, hey, we've seen this, and I think it's important you intervene.
Right. Let's touch briefly on domestic terrorism, forgive me. And yesterday, the information minister made a claim that government considers there to be existing a concerted effort to create instability, security instability in Ghana, perhaps for the purpose of agitating and perhaps frustrating government or overthrowing government. Now, he pointed to certain events that have led government to this conclusion, including the bid by the Fix the Country group to have an armed demonstration. In your analysis, and of course with the information that you pick up, how likely is it that such a domestic terror threat is real?
Well, you never take threats for granted, no matter how insignificant it is. But what I am still trying to understand is whether the statements by the Honorable Minister are just political or based on an empirical fact on the ground, okay? Maybe if a threat is coming from elsewhere, fine. But if it is coming from those who intend going on demonstration, what prevents the government from looking into it? And if arrests have to be made, what's preventing them from making those arrests? Okay, I'm not denying the fact that some people could be up to no good. because the information I also picked up, I think last week, and I drew the attention of national security, it's very similar to what the minister is saying, okay? So I think that rather what they need to do is to go beyond the rhetoric, okay, to go beyond the TV interviews and the radio interviews, because when you say that, when indeed you really have intelligence, it's tantamount to compromising the whole investigation even before it starts. You know, security communication is different.
Right.
You have to strike a balance between making the people understand and appreciate what is going on, and at the same time preserving the sanctity of whatever investigation that is ongoing. And that is what we're lacking here.
Forgive me, Mr. Sani, but I am picking up information that we are, the demonstration has arrived at Parliament House, where, of course, there is a particular milestone event to occur, the submission of a petition to the Speaker of Parliament. I believe we can go now and hear one of the leaders of this demonstration, Sami Jemfi, as he addresses the crowd.
And we can all go inside Parliament. So we are calling on the leadership of Parliament to come out like was done at the Ministry of Finance to accept the petition. Joy! Whilst we are waiting for them, and before we conclude, it is important for us to repeat the reasons for which we are doing this demonstration. Joy! And we don't fall. And I say you need a humidity. And I say you know that you demonstration way because you're black. You money. And you man koye anameboa. And you man koye. And you man koye. And now what I am talking. Ufria yentia. Odo sasho botomoa. And secret so choboy. Sikandi chrome. Ejumani chrome. Omampenya kufado ebepe to me. Or the same denebaya. Or shall you boss a tuaba manua? Obey a 1 district. I can hear you. Obey a 1 district. 1 village. 1 constituency. And then you know, done 1 junction. I done 1 junction. And now, petrol ain't talk. And now, police if want to talk petrol. It's one of the demonstration I and the Promu Yusu Apongo. Because I'm going to talk petrol more Mokasimu. But and I had the police if one say, so my Buama Bibia Sundre. Not the scene run or ICBM. Yamo is my police for. I was your for. The Ayana Commono. So we are NDC, so we are MPP, so we are CPP, so we are PNC, FAO, account. The Ayakan is a petrol wire, then no, and only a buying on the petrol so. Now buying the petrol so by scrapping sanitation levy, baller tax on petrol, by scrapping the special petroleum tax, by scrapping the price stabilization and recovery levy. Taxes and Fasobia any so. The whole world on my be anywhere. And now Yaraboni coronavirus Abaya. Abe say Nipan Wadiane. Abe say Nipan Enumano. Or Abino de COVID levy. Atu a man for so joy. Yawo HIV tax. Yawo HIV levy. Yawo malaria levy. Yawo cholera levy. Why must we pay COVID levy? We are saying another own COVID levy anymore. Tin-tone time. Choboy. You see, E-levy. Eya to bottom 12. Eya chrono. And into another. Yen chia. Cha E-levy anymore. Tin-tone time. And the Ghana phone in bread. Soldiers are suffering. Teachers are suffering. Drivers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering. Kayaye people are suffering. Spare parts dealers are suffering. Police. We are don't see abiding to Yama so. Now you because Chromwa Yashe. Ma Miewa, did you get Chromwa Yashe by when she ready? Ma Miewa, Yabra, Omunya Chronono, and Chemota Assassin Omotondino, Yam Pre, Ghana, your gold, your box site, Omopes, Omuyusu, and Japa, no Mudiriano, Yam Pre, Yabapre, Yabapre, Ghana, Yakufuado dia, Ghana, Yabaomiadia, Sir John, Ofina Crassi will know Abankai, or the Assasabaye, and Chemota Quaya Nayomodia, and Unti, yes, the Parliament should ensure that the declassification of the Chemota Forest Reserve is halted. The president doesn't have the power to declassify any forest reserve. He requires parliamentary approval. Mr. Speaker, you are our holy hope. Honorable Haruna Indusu, you and your gallant 137 members of Parliament, you are our holy hope. And we are relying on you to demand accountability from our duty bearer. Choboy, Yamfan Sambo, Asia Comrade, Bernard Mona, Yatesa, leadership of Parliament, and Uti Azala Bernard Mona Casano, Yentia Cromwa Yashe. Now they won't need him to cry. More blow say, Nafako Sunide, they are very.
Looks like day 2 of the procession shows that leadership thought of everything. They brought with them a DJ and a song to certainly illustrate their message. Kromayeshe by Wendy Shea playing in the background as the procession prepares to be addressed by leadership of Parliament who are coming out to meet the leaders of the demonstration so that the delivery of their petition can be done right outside the gates of Parliament. Of course, for security reasons, the entrance to Parliament seems to have been sealed, so the crowd has gathered outside that entrance as they await leadership of Parliament to come out and meet with leadership of the demonstration. Sami Jemfi, of course, addressed the demonstration, spoke to them in several languages, talking once again about the various demands that have been codified in their petition, pointing out the expectation of those who are protesting today, and doing a very interesting parody of the now famous Baumia speech about those who are suffering, enumerating the various classes of Ghanaians who were suffering all the way back before the 2016 election. Sami Jemfi now doing a parody of that speech and stressing on the police for the irony of it. I believe Bernard Mona now, another of the leaders, is ready to address the teeming crowd.
Ghana, 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 oh say yeah. Ghana, oh yeah. Ghana, oh. We will soon be presenting our petition. But I'm told President Akufo-Addo is also president of ECOWAS. The ECOWAS sub-region is very disappointed in the kind of leadership President Akufo-Addo has provided. We are a peaceful people demanding economic relief. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo allowed his violent nature to infest the Ghana Police Service, and they visited violence on us. Today, when the Ghana Police Service decided to become professional, they proved that they are a service with integrity, and we thank them. We will continue to salute the police anytime they take on their professional hat. And today, they deserve our commendation.
President Nana Akufo-Addo has become the #1 thief of our land. He has stolen the Songo salt for individuals that do not have the right to own it. Over 100 communities are suffering, and President Akufo-Addo has gone into some kind of arrangement giving Songo lands to an individual. That cannot be allowed to sustain. Just right across us is something they call National Cathedral. That is a cathedral of lies. Many individuals whose private property were on this site have been denied compensation, and yet you want to build land and build a church for God. When you take from the poor and you say you are going to give to God, God will not accept it. As we stand here, Kromnu Ashe. I didn't say Kromna Yashe. I said Kromnu Ashe. Everything is bazaar. Nyama, Murinyai. Nothing is working. Even the police that are here, they are hungry. They are no more getting momo from their loved ones because E-levy has come to worsen their economic situation. So police are suffering. The army, they are suffering. Our mothers are suffering. Our market women are suffering. Above all this, President Akufo-Addo is taking the livelihood of the people of Songo for individuals. What kind of president is he? So I want to thank you for demonstrating with us and telling President Akufo-Addo that he and his people in government, that the power of the people is stronger than the people in power. So as we wait for the Speaker of Parliament or his representative to come, I want to hand over to other people, but to salute you for your fortitude. And that because of this, your attitude, it will not be long. We shall embark on a nationwide demonstration to press home our demands. We will not fear the bullets from the police. We will not fear bombs from the police or the army. We are a peaceful people. If President Akufo-Addo wants to instruct them to kill us, we raise our hands. We are ready to surrender. We are ready to die, but will not give up the fight for economic freedom. I thank you. I thank the Ghana Police Service. I thank the IGP and in particular the Greater Accra Police Commander who has shepherded this process to a successful conclusion. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend.
Right, so certainly the Krum Ayeshe demonstration currently at its final stop, which is Parliament. They await leadership of Parliament to come out and join them so that the petition can be presented to leadership of Parliament by the leadership of the demonstration. Currently, as we speak, the DJ, who was quite thoughtfully brought along for this event, playing some Bob Marley music. Always you can rely on Bob Marley to have a song that fits the occasion, who the cap fits, playing right now. Of course, this is a procession that started today at El-Wak Stadium. A very different flavor from how the procession went on day one. They have traveled several kilometers today to their final destination, but on day one, they traveled no kilometers, but wreaked quite a lot of havoc at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Right now, we can go back to the frontage of Parliament, where the event continues.
Mr.
or Comrade Kojo Gold, General Secretary, Goon Party.
Joe Bay, said Petro Guayati, said Yeni Yesika, now or Sandia Manamami were grassy, now Obia Wanyan Warrior to Jubilee House, no Cassa or Betaxo, Sam Babu Yajuma yet, Nasa was for a car some way, Nadan near Point Nasu, say a NDC for no way demonstration on fire by NDC. So because Nasa Vinyansa Woma, Utia, now the Wako. Yet to meet Nagana, Namunim Dientia Ghana, yet your penny for Bufaya. So it is because we are quiet. Say a Kaya Nutuma, Omebu and Sabi, the penny for say, or be a Pepasian is another Gampa Bufado or Pegana Pumpasia for the Wedga. Now your man will say a Yampasia for Miliano. Way, yeah, what's the time? I'm for Munkuya. Obia, which is Wagana, and then one share, yeah, free SHS, a year, now you're bringing criminals because I would have a local school. Now, Jenny said, oh, yeah, Jumaya. And so we know when you're Jumaya, then the world will be from mobile phone. I will be there saying this car. And when only now a secondary school, tertiary school, many are no. Say, Rebecca say, NDC fool, say, NDC fool, your best sorry, I get dead. Your Becca supposes say, Papa man, Penny Betty, no way, mobile. The church one was some American children, they said, Mumma Yankinatri, Mamma Yabamu, Mumma Yankasa was so man, Penny Betty. That's a whoop on fire, and then I bet you four who grow with Chabrero, or Monia Presidio, or more Jubilee House. Yakubo show.
Joey, Uncle Craboni, oh, Massa. Zagana, my shirt. Uncle Craboni. What's over Sagana, my shirt? Joey. We are now going to Copec. Consumers of petroleum products. Copec. Mr. Duncan Amwa is here. Joey. Hey! Petro no multimita Petro no multimita enche bia eye me dankanamwa na Ghana penifo na sebe ebu mine Joey, I said, yes,
We're still live at the front gates of Parliament, where the Arise Ghana group has brought the Krom Ayeshe demonstration to its final stop. They are awaiting the arrival of the leaders of Parliament so that the petition that they brought with them can be presented. to those leaders. In the meantime, we're hearing from the conveners and leaders of the Rise Ghana group as they address the teeming crowd in front of Parliament. Of course, we've heard from many of them. Some of them have expressed their frustration at the hardships that the economic situation in Ghana is putting Ghanaians through. Some have talked about how they will not allow themselves to be taken for fools by leaders of the nation. They've talked about how they expect a great deal more from leadership than what has been delivered so far. And they talk about how they will not rest until what they expect is done by the leaders of the country. Several have referred to the president and some of the decisions he has made. Bernard Mona pointed to the cathedral, which is literally meters away from where this group has converged, and called it a cathedral of lies. Talked about how some of those whose land was reclaimed for this cathedral to be built have still not been compensated fully. And for that reason, he described it as a cathedral of lies. There are many other issues that have been brought to the fore by those who addressed the crowd. The DJ has been playing songs in between these speeches. Duncan Amwa of COPEC was about to address the crowd when there was some interruption. It seems that the crowd and the police are preparing for the arrival of parliamentary leaders. And as soon as that happens, we will be able to see the presentation of the petition to these leaders. This will be the culmination of today's protests. And this is how it was planned to conclude, with the delivery of this set of demands or expectations of the Arise Ghana group. Let's not forget that this is day 2 of their demonstration. And what a day 1 it was at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, where following an impasse between the police and the protesters, there was no movement whatsoever. All day long, the protesters remained in one spot at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. But of course, that spot then became the scene of a violent clash between the police and the protesters. We saw protesters pelting stones at the police, throwing rocks at police vehicles. We saw police throwing tear gas at the protesters, firing water cannon at the protesters. And we had reports of rubber bullets being used on protesters. We saw injuries to police officers and to protesters. Yesterday was a violent day. But today, what a contrast. The police, working in tandem and collaboration with the protesters, have marched peacefully from El Wak Stadium all the way along Independence Avenue, past Jubilee House, and straight to the Finance Ministry, where a petition was presented to the Deputy Finance Ministers, and then onward to Parliament, where they are gathered today, right now, this afternoon, awaiting the arrival of parliamentary leaders so that the final copies of their petition can be presented to them. What a difference a day makes. Peaceful protest after violent clashes, all in the name of the exercise of democratic rights by citizens to demonstrate. The police also seeking to carry out their mandate of protecting citizens, but of course misunderstanding, resulting in some very unfortunate scenes of destruction and mayhem, of fire, fury, and water cannon, all ensuing yesterday at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Today, peace prevails as large numbers of police officers interact with even larger numbers of protesters in a peaceful manner right outside the House
Economical prices in fuel. People cannot have 3 square meals a day. Everything is worsening in this country. We wake up every day and then price of goods are escalating. Ghanaians are rising up. They are telling another Ghanaian government that enough is enough. We will not accept any form of increment anymore. So this one is just a thing of demonstration that is going to happen in other places. We are peaceful, we are Ghanaian, we are law-abiding, and we will ensure that the right things are done in this country. We are not violent. As you can see, we are not violent. We demonstrated by peace and by lawfully, but the law allows us to demonstrate peacefully. We will do that and then ensure that the right things are done in this country.
So we had he's a former presidential staffer, a protest
executive director for Think Africa Foundation. Executive director for Think Africa Foundation.
Okay.
Africa Zion.
You took part in this protest?
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, for obvious reasons, my brother, absolutely nothing is happening in this country. For all the reasons that the demonstrators listed, whether it is, the unprecedented taxes, the level of the taxes, the issue of declassification of for our forestry, absolutely nothing is working in this country. And the only way, the weapon that we have as the people is to unite. Use our numbers, to try to break pressure to the Akufo-Addo government. We need Akufo-Addo to act. We know he's intransigent. We know he doesn't listen. But this time around, whatever we have to do for Akufo-Addo to listen to our plight, starting with the reduction of fuel, starting with Parliament helping for the issue of so everything has to be done. We need to put positive pressure on the Akufo-Addo government for them to do what is right. We are not acting so much. I don't think Ghanaians are acting so much, by saying that reduce fuel prices, drop a japa, stop the luxurious lifestyle. It is not so much, because if the president, you are telling us that life is so hard. We see NAPCO people are not being paid, school feeding are not being paid, and yet we see the president day in, day out renting luxurious private jets to satisfy his personal comfort. That is so painful. That is so painful, and we think that, like some of the organizations say, this is a relentless effort that we are going to wage. It's not going to be a one-day demonstration. It's going to be consistent, persistent, until Akufo-Addo listens to the plight of the good people of Ghana.
Thank you very much.
And that is how the cookie crumbles on this second day of the protest that was organized by the Arise Ghana group, the Krum Ayeshe demonstration, peacefully concluded in collaboration with the police, culminating in the presentation of a petition to the leadership of Parliament, with a promise of more protests in the days to come. Our men, Manuel Kranting and Maxwell Agbagba, have brought you every single moment of this protest on both days of engagement. And we're very grateful to you for staying with us and watching, and of course, contributing to the conversation as it unfolded on all our platforms. You can trust that if it happens, we will report it, and we will certainly bring you every moment of all of these nation-shaping events. I'm so glad you were able to make the time to be with us today. My name is Kojo Yankson. Until the next time, have a wonderful evening.
Hello, my name is Abeku Agri Santana. If there's anything that makes my life so easy, it is my bank. I love hanging out with my boys at our usual fufu joint. But even without cash, we still dey chop better with EcoBank Mobile. No matter the time of day, my bank helps me stay in touch with my beautiful wife whenever she's away. And when my beautiful wife is in town, she never misses out on her favorite TV shows because I'm able to pay up all my TV subscriptions from the comfort of my mobile phone. Whenever she has to get groceries too, my bank makes it cashless and convenient. And the part my wife loves the most is when my bank makes it possible and easy for her to shop from any part of the world without moving.
Welcome to the smart world of EcoBank. Download EcoBank Mobile from Google Play Store or the App Store and discover the smart way to bank. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs. Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
Hey, Charlie, dreams come true. Just a while back, movement was not easy at all. But today, I did drive my own car. All thanks to the amazing EcoBank Auto Finance Package. See, I heard the ad on the radio and did exactly as it said. I found one of EcoBank's car partners and spotted the sweet ride. When they discovered I was buying with EcoBank Auto Finance Package, I automatically got an extra discount. Now, EcoBank offered me the coolest interest rates ever for my car. And that was it. Right now, I dey pay small and enjoying a happy life.
So don't just dream about that car. Call toll-free 0800 003 225 or walk into any EcoBank branch and ask about the EcoBank Auto Finance Package. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
He also said that these latest confrontations will benefit a foreign. They were a result of a foreign pressure. He didn't specify what foreign pressure he was referring to, but it could mean to Egypt, to the neighboring Egypt. That was in an almost decade-long diplomatic war with Ethiopia over a controversial dam over the Blue Nile.
I'm wondering, what are people making of all this there in Ethiopia?
Well, incidents like that, when countries go in clashes with foreign countries, they normally bring people together and then create this sense of nationalism. But it doesn't seem that we're seeing that now because the country is in such a fractured and divided state. But we are hearing these disappointments on the government because of a sort of perceived weakness on its part. But we're not hearing all these people coming together and rallying behind the government, or at least until now.
Emmanuel, let me bring you back in, and I'm just questioning what are the possible, regional repercussions of this instability, and has anyone said anything significant?
Yes, Sophie, this is the last thing that these two countries wanted, a border conflict. And also for the region, this is a very a rough and stable Horn of Africa region where we've seen the instability in Somalia. We've seen the tensions going on in